Welcome, whoever just joined. Hello. Who did ever just join? Hello. Oops. Sorry about that. welcome to the bi-weekly live Q&A with Lucky 7 Studios. Today, while you ask questions, I'm working on the Fall Winter 2021 collection and the patterns for that. Actually, what I'm doing right now is I'm looking for the design that I chose for the one garment and why I chose it the way why I did the flat piece, why I did. I can't seem to find why I did it that way. Do you have any questions? Comments? Designing a collection involves a lot of different moving pieces and parts. I start with a theme and then pull out the design details I like and go from there. The type of what type of paper am I using to make my patterns? This is called dot paper. And they're 1-inch squares. I have a tendency to draw all over it without the pattern too. Still not finding why I chose to do it the way I did. Based on my flat sketch there, that determines how I make the pattern. Unfortunately, I can't remember why I had the design lines the way I did. I know that sounds terrible. That's where it came from. Had to have. I'll be darned. How very interesting. Huh. Now I know where it came from. Now I know why I did it the way I did. It makes total sense, at least to me now. I just didn't actually have a sketch in my notes. Must have done it somewhere else. So based on that, the pattern I made yesterday will need to be corrected. Thank goodness for erasers, if I can find it. Actually, I think we'll just remake this piece because now I need to add seam allowance that I hadn't added in before. Look at that. With a ruler, I can't draw a straight line sometimes. When creating patterns, you want to be as accurate as possible. Because if they're off, then when you construct the garment or a muslin, which will actually be first, it will not hang right and the pieces won't fit right. I'll trace this and then I'll come back and true the lines up with the hip curve. The client's dress I was working on last time has been completed and shipped. The client should be receiving it by the end of the week. Our next Q&A, we will actually discuss that particular garment, the process, and how the client liked it. That's probably the best part. That's probably the part I like the best is when the client receives their finished garment and they're happy about it and excited. Sounds interesting, yes. I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure there's many more people that are. We've had quite a following with this particular garment. Once I have the corrected piece, I don't want to hold on to that one. There it is, all corrected. Yep. Seems like there's another one in here that doesn't seem right. This one. It's always fun. Do I have any new dress projects for clients? I do. I have a client, well, actually it's the same one, that really likes the style of what Elizabeth Bennet wore or Keira Knightley wore in Pride and Prejudice, the 2005 version. She likes the long sleeves, the way it fits, and the length and the fullness. So that'll be coming up. I know she's excited to get started on it. I'm excited also. It's finding the right fabric. Enticing? Yes. The style is very similar to the dress that I previously made in the way that the treatment in the front, how they put the buttons and how they get the dress to connect without being very obvious about it. Any other comments or? Any questions? How long does it take to make a dress from concept to completion? That's actually a rather interesting question. And it depends on the dress, for one. Depends on the concept. Depends on how much handwork there may be. In other words, how much hand sewing. The one I just finished for my client, because of the amount of hand stitching and I had our measurements to begin with. Took almost a month to complete. The depth from the sketches, actually, it was longer than that. That was once I actually started, once I ordered the fabric and began working on it. It took almost a month. But I would prefer to have my clients come in and do the measurements, do the fitting. So the client would come in, we'd talk about what they want. I'd draw up some sketches, they'd approve them or not, or tell me what they like better. And then from there, I would create a mock-up. Well, I would start on the pattern. I would take their measurements while they were in. I would create a mock-up of the garment in a muslin or cheap fabric. And then I would have the client come back in and fit, see if there were anything that needed changed. And then I would begin work on the dress, the garment, the skirt, depending. And then before I finished it, I would have the client come in and do one final fitting. And in a day or two after that, it would, if there were any adjustments, they would be complete. If there were nothing that needed adjusted, they could take it home that day. So that process takes quite a while. But every garment, other than the ready to wear, which is actually what I'm working on, the fall winter collection, every garment I make is an individual, tailored to the client, their measurements, their design, their concept. You like the idea of a one of a kind garment. I prefer to have one of a kind. Why fit in when you were made to stand out? And having one of a kind garments made for you and only you guarantees that you will definitely stand out, because no one else will have the same. We'll wait a few more minutes and see if there's any more questions. I assure you, having clients come in here is safe. Everything's wiped down, swept, and I have a mask at the back door, so as soon as the client would come in, I can put it on. And then after they leave, everything is wiped down. Speaking of one-of-a-kind garments, the sweater I'm wearing, I made this. It's great. I've worn it. I'll have to make a new one. I love it. The design is easy, simple. In fact, the shirt I have on is also one of a kind. I love this shirt. When I wear it out, I'll cry. Any final questions? Well, thank you for joining me today. For all those that may watch this later, if you have a question, just drop it in the comments and I'll see it and I'll reply. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys, I believe, on the 24th. Thank you. And be sure to subscribe to the channel so you always know what's happening when. And don't forget to check out our socials. Thank you. Have a great day.